subscribe and comment. I'm very happy to be here this wonderful evening. And if you're new to this channel, feel free to be part and parcel of our streams. I'm your host, Raymond Mutuku. Welcome to my first channel, that is World of Our Own, and welcome to the Chariots of Fire. I'm very happy to be here this wonderful evening. It is 5:18 Kenyan time, and I'm very happy to be here. If you're new to this channel, subscribe and comment and subscribe to our channel, and I'm very happy to be here. Any questions up there? Feel free to subscribe and comment. And if you're new to this channel, if you are in camera 1, that is World of Our Own, welcome. And camera 2, that is the Chariots of Fire. Welcome to both of my channels, and I'm very happy to be here. As always, feel free to join us every evening. There was a small hitch, there was a small problem in our streams over the weekend, but I'm very happy to say that we have resolved the problem, and we'll continue with our streams. Any questions up to there? Feel free to subscribe and comment, and tell me where you are watching me. Any questions up to there? Any questions? And if you're new to this channel, subscribe and comment. Yes. Any question? Feel free to be part and parcel of our streams. Any questions up to there? Welcome. Welcome to the Chariots of Fire, and welcome. I'm very happy to be here this wonderful evening. If you're new to this channel, subscribe and comment and tell me where you're watching me from. I'm very happy to be here this wonderful evening. People have changed these days. Oh yes. Did you subscribe? Kindly subscribe to this channel. Kindly subscribe to both of my channels. You can subscribe to my first channel called the Chariots of Fire, and also subscribe to the World of Our Own. And I'm very happy this wonderful evening to be here, And if you have any question, you can ask me your questions in the comment section. I will be more than happy to reply to your questions. Thank you so much. Thank you. Help us by, I will be grateful if you subscribe to our channels and tell me where you're watching me from. So today, I came to realize that we cannot. I will not be playing any music because of copyright issues. I'm always very, very keen on copyright issues, because, for example, if you for those who run a YouTube channel like me, I'm running two at the same time. When you play content that doesn't belong to you, of course, the video will be flagged off. All right, the video will be flagged off, and it will be blocked in other countries because of copyright issues. All right. Any questions up to that? Feel free to be part and parcel of our streams. I am your host, Raymond Mutuku, and I'm very happy this wonderful evening to be here. Any questions? Also, my good friend, you call yourself King Solomon. I have two channels, that is Chariots of Fire and World of Our Own. You can also go to my other channel, World of Our Own, and subscribe. I'll be very, very happy if you subscribe to both of my channels. Are you watching the World Cup? Are you enjoying watching the World Cup? You see that Morocco, even the way they have started, the World Cup, their campaign, you can say that Morocco is the team to watch. Morocco this time round, if they can score against Brazil, oh my God, I think Morocco has a way of surprising. They will surprise a lot of people in this World Cup. I don't know when France is playing my team. Actually, I'm supporting France in this World Cup. Of course, I support France, and I think we're going to start in a very. But you see, France though are surprised by Ivory Coast. The same way Ivory Coast disappointed Ecuador yesterday. You know, you saw the way they are playing. You see, African countries right now have upped their game. It's not like those days long ago when an African team gets when it goes to World Cup, we already know the results. It's maybe 4-0, 5-0. But nowadays things have changed. African teams nowadays are even strong. They play top class football. It's not like those days where when an African country goes to the World Cup, it is a country to give other countries, goal difference. No, we are not here to be used as to boost your results. We are not here to boost anybody's results. We are also equal contenders. And I'm very happy that African countries now have improved the quality of their game. Long ago, I remember in 2006 when Brazil played Ghana. It was a joke. Ronaldo, El Fenomeno de Lima was overweight, and he still scored against Ghana. It was a shame. And in fact, he just dribbled past the goalkeeper as if the goalkeeper was not present. So those days are long gone. Nowadays African countries will give you a run for your money, and I'm very happy because I'm sure Morocco is going to surprise so many people. In fact, Morocco are the ones first to score. Oh my God. So as I was speaking about AI is the one that will help us in this World Cup. Any questions up to there? Feel free to subscribe and comment. And I'm very happy to be here. Nowadays, this is the year of the underdog. Underdogs also don't underestimate underdogs. Underdogs have a way of disappointing you because when you're going to play against an underdog team, they know that you're looking down on them, so they're there to give you a run for your money. Any questions up to there? Feel free to subscribe and comment. I'm very happy to be here. For those who are asking us, have we stopped reading the Word? Well, I want to tell you for free that here there is no stop button. Once we start something, we sustain it to the very end. All right. So for those who are asking me whether we stopped, reading the Word. Are we bored with reading the Word? I said, no, we're not bored. It's just that sometimes, last week, mostly if you remember, there was that issue of politics. Politics has a way of taking center stage. Politics has a way, and last week you remember the story of the impeachment of Rigathi Gachagua. I know some people are wondering why is it that this week they have not gone to the Court of Appeal. Well, they know that if they go to the Court of Appeal early, the Court of Appeal will quickly hear and determine that case. So I'm sure they will go to the Court of Appeal next year around June, so that he can still be on the ballot. The issue is for Rigathi Gachagua to remain on the ballot come 2027, because that is the goal. The goal is not to be unimpeached. The goal is to be on the ballot, but because once, even if you're impeached, it depends on the interpretation of the law. Even if you're impeached, you can take your case to the Court of Appeal, and as long as the case is in the Court of Appeal, you can be on the ballot while the court is still while the case is still pending. So I'm sure that is exactly what they want to do. They want to go to the Court of Appeal next year around June, so that they can give the Court of Appeal 1 month to decide. And by the time they are done, the Court of Appeal is done, it's already August and it's already too late. He will be on the ballot. And as from next year, September, they can also go to the Supreme Court. So it's a game of timing, because they know very well that this is fixed. If they go to the Court of Appeal this week, most likely they know the verdict. They will say, "Oh, it's you again." Oh, the court of will be like, "Oh, it's you again. Come here. Oh, it's you again. You're still impeached." That's the story, because they feel that this is predetermined. As much as we try to hide and say, "Oh, there's rule of law in our country, there's rule of law, oh, but when it goes to the Court of Appeal, they know the result. You're still impeached. You're impeached. You're still, oh, it's you. Oh, it's you. Regarding, it's you again. Oh, you're impeached again. So that is the issue here, because they know, because by their behavior, they're now becoming predictable. Even if it goes to the Supreme Court, the Court of Appeal, they already know the results. And that is the saddest part in our country, because every person has a right of a fair trial. Every person has a right of a fair trial, no matter how unlikable they are, no matter how beautiful they are, no matter how ugly they are, no matter how dirty they are, no matter how clean they are, no matter how fat they are, no matter how thin they are. Everybody has a right of a fair hearing. The thin fish, the fat fish, the small fish, the big fish. I remember, according to the words of Justice Ringera, used to say, small fish, big fish, fat fish, and thin fish will all be fried unapologetically. But in this case, also the small fish, the big fish, the fat fish, and the thin fish should all be given a chance, should all be given a right of fair trial. But in the case of Rigathi Gachagua, it seems that he's the persona non grata. Is the persona non grata in this particular case. It seems that he's the public enemy. So when you say that you want fair hearing for Rigathi Gachagua, a man who said that, "Oh, you guys don't have shares." I'm sure the judiciary is telling him. Also, the judiciary is telling him, "Rigathi Gachagua, you don't have shares in the judiciary." It's such a slap. What a slap, because Rigathi Gachagua told Kenyans that you don't have shares, and now the judiciary is telling him that Rigathi Gachagua also here in the judiciary. We want to kindly remind you that you don't have shares. You've never bought shares in the judiciary. So when you come to the Court of Appeal, you still remain impeached. And that is, even if you go to the Supreme Court, you still remain impeached, because Rigathi Gachagua, you have no shares. talk about shares. 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 What are my shares? Shares. You don't have shares. Any questions up to there? Nowadays I'm sure, nowadays pali tunaenda in the country, if you ask a pastor a question, a pastor will might likely tell you, wewe hauna shares hapa, hufai kuniuliza maswali, you have no shares. Shares. Oh my goodness. Any questions up to there? Feel free to be part and parcel of our streams and tell me where you are watching. You see, the problem is that Rigathi Gachagua wants shares in the judiciary, but in the judiciary, you cannot buy shares. So when the judiciary is telling him you are still impeached, he is surprised. Like, I thought I had shares here. I thought I had shares in the judiciary. But the judiciary is telling him, Rigathi Gachagua, you still have no shares in the judiciary. Even if you go to the Court of Appeal, still you have no shares there. Even if you go to the Supreme Court, you still have no shares in the Supreme Court. You have no shares. The issue is shares. I think the issue is shares. Hapa mimi nilikaa chini nikaona hapa issue ni shares. Shares. Hiyo maneno ya shares, hiyo iliuma watu. Hiyo maneno ya shares, ni wewe ndio mtu wa shares. Oh. Any question? So that should remain iwe funzo to those who are in public leadership. For iwe funzo kwenu. Those who are in leadership positions, don't use those opportunities to rattle a snake, because when you rattle a snake, according to the words of Mutuku, the late John Mutuku said that he was the MP of Kangema. He said that if you rattle a snake, you should be ready to be bitten by it. And those words, sometimes words, words are very, very heavy. Like you can remember there was one time, those are called famous quotes. There was one time George Saitoti said, there shall come a time where the nation will be greater than an individual. Those words Kenyans never forgot. Sometimes you can say something and it becomes a burden to you. You can say something and it sticks. It sticks and it starts stinging, Like if you remember the words of that is George Saitoti. Now Mutuku said that if you rattle a snake, you should be ready to be bitten by it, etc., etc. As for Mr. Shares, that is Rigathi Gachagua, and I'm not really against Rigathi. No, it's just that is you're cleaning up. He's just doing clean up. It's a clean up exercise. What he's doing is clean up. That is called a clean up team. It's just there to clean up the things that he did, when he was deputy president. But also, even if you look at it from fire see fire, that is this man called Ndiki, fire see fire. If you look at Kindiki, or fire see fire, Noma see Noma, if you look at him, do you think he does a great job? If you ask me whether Ndiki is doing a good job, most Kenyans will tell you, what, Ndiki actually is not bad. He is actually doing a great job. And ni fire see fire, Noma see Noma. He's still doing a good job. And if you ask me, most people will say, at least the president does not feel insecure, because you cannot make the president insecure, surely. And even if you ask, if you look at it from all angles, you realize that this man called Rigathi, he was just restless, you know. And I know this is something that Kikuyus. Okay, I'm sorry for saying Kikuyus. I don't like being tribal, but those are the facts. But you see, no, when the president is here and you're the deputy and you're like, yeah, we want you to finish, Maliza Wende. Actually, nobody would. It's like when we were in school. Remember when you used to go to help yourself, and then as you're helping yourself, somebody is banging the door. Hey, you, hurry up! Hurry up! That is, if you went to Kenyan schools, that is how it is in Kenya. I don't know which schools you went to, but if you went to public schools, that is, Kenya for you. It's like people don't want to give. It's like, hey, I remember when we were in school, they're always rushing you. You run, they always wanakukimbiza sana. That is I felt that is, and of course, Rigathi wanted Ruto to go for one term, him for another one term, because he did not want, because at that time he was I think in 2022 he was 57 years old. All right, in 2022 he was 57 years old. So he said that, oh, I'll be president at 67, and of course, I'm sure he said, oh, 67 is too old. So Ruto should go for one term, and he should go for one term. But of course, that never worked for him. Any questions up there? So leaders should also learn to be patient. Any questions up there? If you're new to this channel, subscribe and comment. It is 5:40 Kenyan time. And will answer that question. What is it? Why is it, Eric Omondi was asking the question, why is it that, Kenyans are mostly those who are in music, musicians, stuff like that. Why is it that they don't survive in the industry? Whether they're singing gospel music, whether they're singing benga, why is it that they don't usually survive in the industry? Why is it that they don't survive? And today I will try to answer that question. You see, you can have the talent, that is when it comes to singing. You can have talent. Talent is not the problem. The problem is the producer or the producers. And the reason why most musicians don't survive in the industry for long is because they're, number one, they're not producers. Because if you're a producer, you will survive for the longest time period. All right, that's why you look like people like P. Diddy, all these guys in the US. They're producers, most of them. That is why they have survived even for 20 years, because they have all the equipment, they have all the resources. So it means that producing music is just a question of, oh, when will I be inspired? All right. They have a production house. So somebody like P. Diddy or somebody like the Cash Money Brothers, Birdman, and all these guys, they have production houses. They produce their own music. They're their own producers. They have understood the music business. They take the music or the entertainment as a business. They have understood the business. And so when it comes to production, they sign artists, but the producers get 80% of everything. So the producers usually eat the lion's share. All right. So the artists feel, and that's why I'm trying to answer Eric Omondi. when he said, why is it that gospel musicians don't last? Where did they go? Where did Mercy Masika go? I'm trying to answer that question. Where did this person go? They used to sing. He said that in the video, they used to sing until the Holy Ghost comes down, stuff like that. Where did they go? And that is the question I'm trying to answer. I'm trying to answer my good friend Eric Omondi. I'm trying to tell him that as long as, even if you have the talent but you don't have the resources, you cannot last in the industry. Even if you sing until fire comes down, Shekinah glory comes down, it's no problem. Singing until Shekinah glory comes down, it's okay. Even the likes of Esther Wahome, where did they go? I'm trying to answer that question. A musician cannot last. Yes, the talent is there, but you don't have a production house. Most of them, they're not producers. All right. And if you don't have a production house, it means that you will not last in you will not last in the industry for long. Are we together? So that is why you can imagine somebody has a production house, somebody has a radio station, somebody has a TV station, somebody has done. It's called convergence of resources. It's called convergence, okay? Convergence of resources. Somebody has somebody has they have a group of DJs. They have DJs. They have a school of DJing. They have a radio station. They have a TV station. When somebody has all these resources and they have bundled all the resources together, that person will last for the next 20 or 30 years. They have bundled their resources. They have bundled their resources together. All right? Are we together? They control the supply chain. All right? That's why you see the Kenchik, they say from farm to fork. Like Kenchik. Like if you look at the Kenchik business strategy, they have I remember, here in Lukenya, they used to have Kenchik back in the day, back in the year 2003, 2004, 2005, 2006. They had very, very big, they had very big houses for chicken, for those who remember. In this area of around Lukenya, you could see so many houses. If you used to travel, using Mombasa Road, they had so many houses to rear chicks, and they would rear the chicken themselves, and they could sell the chicken themselves from the farm to your plate. They owned the entire process, or the supply chain. But you see now, and you see now in music industry, the reason why, and I'm trying to explain to you guys, the reason why they don't survive is, number one, yes, you can have the talent, but when you get money, you take it to the producer. The little you hustle. The little you get, you take it to the producer. 100,000 shillings, 200,000 shillings. Then you make your first album. Then you go again. You hustle. You gather the money, you take it to the producer. Then you make your second album. You see, that process itself is not empowering to anybody. If you just think about it, you hustle. You get the money, you take it to one man. That process itself, if you look at it from my perspective, it is not encouraging. So that is the reason why. And as I was telling, another business partner, that I said that this year we're going to have a production house, and I said that I didn't want us to start with the music. The music will come. I know people who have written 4 albums or 5 albums yet to be produced. So the issue is not talent. The issue is the production. If you own the production process, then it becomes easy for you. Are we together? And that brings me now I'm still answering Eric Omondi. Where did they go? I'm still answering Eric Omondi. I saw that video. He was asking, these people were singing good songs in early 2000, the kinds of Masi Masika, the kinds of all these good musicians. Where did they go? I'm still answering Eric Omondi. And I'm still answering him. And I will answer him for 1 hour. Don't worry. I'm still answering him. And I will answer him in 2 parts. Number 1, I've already explained the process. What happened is because, number 1, the production of music itself is a burden to these musicians. That production process is a burden. Not every musician. I know people like, you can ask people like, where did Henry Mutuku go? Where did she go? Can I answer you? The cost of producing music is very expensive. Yes, you can really want to say, I wish I had you can really say, maybe it's not that the Holy Spirit went away. No. Because I know that argument, they want to say it's the Holy Spirit. They became complacent and they joined the world of pleasure, and that is why the Holy Spirit left. No. Also, production of music is expensive. And of course, they cannot juggle between the responsibilities that they have now and production of music. That is why most of them, I'm sure, they're just singing in the home church. All right? Because most of them now have families and they have stuff, and they cannot start. You have choosing between paying school fees and producing music. Most of them will choose paying school fees than producing music, because number 1, they're not producers. Now, the solution to that problem. I'm still answering that question of Eric Omondi. Where did these musicians go? And now, ladies and gentlemen, let me put on the light. I'll be here. Just give me a minute. I'm not going anywhere. Don't worry. Dalawa. Enjoy music before I go, eh? Okay, just enjoy the music. I will enjoy the music. Yes, we're back. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's continue with our discussion. And I'm still answering the question, what was the problem? What is ailing our industry? And I want to answer that question of this man called Eric Omondi was asking, where did the gospel artists go? Did they stop singing? What is ailing our industry? And I want to answer that question. He asked the question, is it because we cannot sustain success? That was the question, and I hope that I'll be able to answer that question. And we're in the second half of answering that question. And I want to answer him. What will happen in the near foreseeable future? A very near future. And I said that what I'm about to say is what will happen in our industry as a whole. That is the gospel industry, and the gospel industry, and there will be a rebound in the near foreseeable future. What am I talking about? That in the next 1 year or 2 years, there'll be huge production of music in the next 1 year or 2 years. Why am I saying this? Because of artificial intelligence, AI will now make every artist a producer. You did not hear me. Artificial intelligence, and I want you to take that note, will make every musician to be a producer. Now, and I want you to take this to the bank. Now, AI or artificial intelligence will change all that, will change the status quo. That's why I'm saying what I'm about to say is very crucial, because artificial intelligence will come and change everything. Artificial intelligence will come and rearrange everything. Now the producer is not sitting, now the producer will be deserted for the first time in the history of music production. Because of artificial intelligence, every musician will now become a producer. And every musician will now be empowered with something new. Because, producers used to come up with the beat, they used to come up with everything, and stuff like that. So you can imagine now, producers now, now the AI or the artificial intelligence will now be the middleman between the musician and the producer. Do you understand? So the artificial intelligence is going to remove the importance of the producer. All right. If you're new to this channel, subscribe and comment and tell me where you're watching me from. We are double streaming. We are streaming from we are. If you are new to this channel, go to we go to the Chariots of Fire. We are streaming Chariots of Fire. We are streaming World of Our Own, and I want to introduce at the third channel. We also would want us to start streaming 3 channels at the same time. It would be amazing, I want us to stream 3 times. It would be amazing. You can imagine. We'll also introduce my new channel called Skyfall. It will be an amazing stuff. Don't worry. So I was explaining to you what AI will do. AI will now remove the importance of the producer. Now producers will now, you can imagine. But I don't know whether AI can play benga. Can AI play benga music? Will AI do that? I don't know. Do you think? You know, I'm asking you a question. Do you think? Do you think? Do you think there's also human touch? Do you think? Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm very happy to be here. If you're new to this channel, subscribe and comment. So I was saying that there's also the importance of human touch that AI cannot do. You know, and most people are saying AI is going to do everything. Of course, AI will do everything. I agree. AI is going to do a lot of things. But also, that does not discount the importance of the human touch. You know, the human touch also is important. Because you can say AI is good. AI is going to change human music production. AI will change music production, which I agree. So AI is going to do a lot of stuff. But that does not discount the importance of human touch. Also, human touch is good. Because sometimes music without human touch, you can imagine how it's going to be. Yes, if it's a question of production, AI will make a lot of, most people will make a lot of music. But you can imagine you're making music without no one correcting the music. You're making music without, no one telling you this is how we're going to do it. You're just making the music, all right? You're just creating music, which I think some people might see that is the solution of, if you're broke, you can quickly make music. But also, that's if you want quick music, well, AI is the way. AI will make music for you very quickly. If you are a musician, you can even make an album a week, even more. I can assure you. But AI does everything for you, which is it's like how do I put it? Which some people, I don't know whether they agree with that, but it's like music without human touch. It's like, if you ask me genuinely, do you think, because that is the future of music. That is the future of music. So, like, somebody told me, like, if you do your research, people like somebody like Michael Jackson, it took some time to make his albums, because sometimes it took time, like in the Thriller album, between the off the wall and the Thriller album, there's kind of a space of 3 years. And between Thriller and another album, there's a space of 2 years or 3 years or 4 years. Look at Adele. They take 5 years between albums, so that they can. There's that human touch, that the patience, and it's like a brewery. You are like a brewery. you know. There's that human touch. You let an idea ferment, you let it condense, you know. It's like a brewery, you know. It's like making beer, you know. You cannot just harvest the barley today and you put there's no fermentation, there's no breakdown of the yeast. The yeast does not break down the sugar to alcohol and carbon dioxide. There's no process. It's just pap. It's like making you know is you see, that is the thing about music. Like there should be some space to correct, some space to think about the music and to perfect the music. It's like making beer, you know. You cannot just there's that process of making beer, you know. For those who like who like factory, who like watching factory videos, go and watch the way they make beer. They just don't harvest the barley today. They have to soak the barley. They have to make something called wort, something called wort. The wort has to be uh, you know uh, there has to be the conditions, you know. It has to be fermented. They put the correct amount of yeast and they make the beer. They also add some hops. That is, if you're talking about Heineken, they put some hops into the beer to change the taste of the beer, you know. And that is just a small example of AI, what AI can do and what AI cannot do. And I will explain what AI cannot do. All right, like AI does not wait. All right, it doesn't wait for the perfection, the slow brewing of music. Does not wait. It wants the music today. It gives you the direction today. You finish today. You make that album today. You finish today. It is, it is something called, instant success. But I think, if you ask me, yes, if you're a musician, some people would really prefer, you would prefer, that kind, if you're in a hurry. So there are two types of musicians. Those musicians who are in a hurry, they will go the AI way. So you'll find that in 1 month, a musician has sung 50 songs. The AI will do the rest for you. There's that. There are those who want to go that way, and there are those who are willing to wait as they brew their idea. You know, as I've said, it's like a brewery. You brew the idea, and it becomes it bubbles. This, Nakama, it's like beer, and I've given a good example like beer. Thank you so much. You've stayed the whole time. Oh, thank you. Do you enjoy our streams? I'm trying to explain something here. There's something that I'm trying to explain that most people need an explanation, and I'm trying to explain why the process of making music, or the process of the production process, should not be hurried. It should not be. It should not be. Don't make it very quick, because that is exactly where we are going. I'm telling you where we are going as an industry. We are going the AI way. Artificial intelligence. And the worst part is that we're even having a technology city with us. All right. So we are even having a technology city that 30 minutes from here. So it means there will be a lot of studios for AI. You can even start thinking that is exactly what will happen next. We'll have so many studios. You want AI. So those guys of AI who have understood artificial intelligence, those are the ones who will make quick money in the next 2 or 3, 4, 5 years. So you can imagine. If you want music in 1 minute, we have made the music for you. What kind of music is that? Is that music? In 1 minute, imeiva. It's like food. It's like noodles. In a minute, the music is ready. It's like spaghetti. In 10 minutes, the album is ready. It's like spaghetti. In 10 minutes, 20 minutes, a whole album is ready. Do you think that is where we are going? Actually, I'm telling you where we are going. I'm telling you where we are going, because everything will be bundled together. That is what artificial intelligence will do. The process will be shortened. The process will be compressed. So if a producer takes a month or 6 months to make an album, the album will be made within 30 minutes. It all depends on the musician, but the tools are there. So what depends on is the musician. That is exactly where we are going. So to answer Eric Omondi, where did the musicians go? The musicians are here. What will happen, and I want to tell him for free, is that what will happen is these musicians will come back now with more music, but with the help of AI. Is that what you wanted? So you can imagine Mercy Masika coming back with 3 or 4 albums. Now that she has been away, she will say, I want now to come back, but this time around, I'll be making 4 albums every year with the help of artificial intelligence. Do you think that album will be as sweet as the first album that somebody plays the guitar, tells you, the guitar is not good, the piano is not good, the drum set, do this, the piano is not good, change the bass guitar, the rhythm guitar, There are even a guitar. Let me show you something. For example, this is my guitar. All right? This is my guitar. All right? This is my guitar. It's just an example. This is my guitar that I own. All right? This is a guitar. So you can imagine where we are going. No one will even own a guitar where we are going. Every musician will go the AI way. All right? I don't know whether we are together. A guitar like this one will not be found. People will not see the sense of buying a guitar. A guitar like this one will be useless because we have AI. So when you tell somebody I want to buy a piano, or somebody says I want to buy a piano, you don't see the sense. Say we're going for guitar practice. Somebody will say doesn't make sense. All right? Because AI is going to replace this one. This one will not be relevant. Are we together? That is what AI is going to do, my dear brothers and sisters. AI is going to replace so many things. Are we together? So nobody will want to play the guitar anymore. Nobody will want to play the piano anymore. Because, hey, AI is playing the piano for you. Why do you need to practice? If AI is going to do everything for you, why do you need to practice? Why do you need to buy a guitar? You see the point? Because the computer will do everything for you. Even right now, look at World Cup. There's even AI-sponsored games. What I'm trying to say is that we are trying to break from the traditional, but sometimes also we cannot break away from everything. Are we together? The core values, of music still have to remain. We cannot break away. You're saying what people want is to break away. That's what they want, and to walk away. But I'm telling you for free, we cannot do that because, number one, we still need to make music. You still need to go to the street. And I miss those days where people, go to the streets with just a guitar. Just a guitar, Or if you're really interested in music, why don't you start singing in church? A guitar. Learn the guitar the hard way. Learn the guitar the hard way. But nobody wants to learn anything. We want AI to do everything for us. That is where we're getting it wrong. All right. If you're new to this channel, feel free to be part and parcel of our program. You see what AI is doing? It is promising us that what AI is telling us is that we are working 10 years behind. We are 10 years behind time. That we need to hurry up. At what expense? At expense of, yes, we are making reports very quickly. We are making this very quickly. But when you say a whole, so what it means that with AI, it means that musicians will be learning to play, will sing, but no one will even know what this is, what the guitar is. So we will be sacrificing the actual playing music to production. So that is exactly, I've tried my best to answer him. I've said, number one, they have disappeared because of the production process. I've also told him, the solution is that most of them will run to AI. And I've answered him, number one, I've told him that production of music is very expensive. That is why, number two, most of them will run to AI. And once most of them run to AI, I've already told him what will happen is that now we'll have an entire generation of musicians who don't even know how to play the guitar. Any questions up there? I've really appreciated your time. We are back. All right. I really enjoyed your time. Subscribe also to all my channels, and also go to and look for Raymond Mutuku Skyfall and subscribe to it. I really appreciated your time. Any questions up to there? Any questions up to there? And you see that consistency. I remember I went to Mombasa, and when I went there was this band that was playing in that line. If you know that line of there's Sarova White Sands, Chachoma, that whole line, Chachoma, White Sands, Carshell, that line. If you know that line, there's that line from White Sands, or from White Sands, Chachoma, all that area up to Serena, up to this place called there's this place. Okay, I've told you, there are bands that play music there. In Sarova White Sands, you talk about Chachoma, up to this place, this Turkish place, up to Serena, all that line. You see, these bands, they play good music. All right. They're just young people. It's called Octave Band. I'll go and check them. They're called Octave Band. They play very nice music in all these beach hotels. From White Sands, Sarova White Sands, all the way up to Serena. And they have monopoly over that place because, even Chachoma, they have a monopoly over that place because why? Number one is because they are skilled. They play live band. So you cannot play live band when you're using AI. If it's a live music, like for example here, we are doing it live without any kind of assistance. It's live. That is now what I'm trying to say, that if you're really interested in making music, what about live band? Can you do live band? Like live, for example, if you meet me today live, you give me a microphone, this is the kind of production, this is what you expect me to do, because I've been live. But now, for example, now those guys play live music, and they play the piano well, they play the guitar well. Such a wonderful time. Any questions up to there? I really appreciated your time. We'll do this tomorrow. We'll be doing a bulk update. All right. Changing that African way of thinking. There's that African way of thinking that is not really helpful. There's that African way of thinking that is destroying. That's why we cannot. I want us to get out of that African way of thinking. Any questions up to there? Any questions up to there? Did you enjoy my channels? If you do enjoy my channels, subscribe and comment and tell me where you're watching me from. I love. Today we're both live at Chariots of Fire and World of Our Own. All right. So any questions up to there? I need to go now. I think I've stayed for 1 hour. Any questions up to there? Any questions up to there? You can ask me your questions before I leave. So there's a lot of money in music. It just depends on how, the business side of it. There's a lot of money in music. It's just that most people may be number one. Most people, when they make the money, most of them don't think about investment. And that is one of the reasons why they'll say there's no money in music. But I don't think so. It's because if you look at the story of Maima, that's the best example that I like giving. Like Maima, he bought a very nice piece of property, and he built a hotel, a very nice hotel called Kembeni. In fact, he even spent he built a very big swimming pool, a world-class swimming pool, and it costed him close to 6.5 million, just the swimming pool alone. And it's real, it's not fake, it's real. He planted trees. The beauty part of the story is that he went and found dry land. The land was just dry. He is the one who added value into the land. He planted trees, it became lush green. He planted trees. He dug a borehole for irrigating the place. He planted an orchard, mango trees, apple trees, planted good grass. He built a swimming pool there, and all these nice places. So, but at first, when he went there, the land was barren. The land was empty. There was no development. He's the one he did all that with a swimming pool on top. And when you say that music, there's no money in music, is because most of these people, when they get money, most of them they just drink the money. That is when now you start saying there is no money, but there is money. All right. I really appreciated your time. So let's meet tomorrow, same time, same place. Arrivederci.